Somehow we finally got here. Boy, did anybody else think this was a long week? This week seemed like it had 3 Mondays in it. Good morning, everybody. This is Dick, WB2JPQ. Along with Vicky, KE8VKY, and Jeff, KE8GKF. We'll be bringing you the Friday edition. 1134, the Morning Brew. On the 16th of January. My gosh, we're halfway through January already. Hard to believe. A couple of quick announcements. Tonight, of course, is our Youth Net. Please come support our youth at 8 o'clock. They're our future, so come support our youth. Tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, is Alex's Trivia Net with Alex and Vicky at 11 o'clock. Other than that, I guess the weekend is pretty well free. Our question this morning, not real sure where it came from, but it's been good discussion so far in the Zoom room. What's the oldest thing in your house? What is the oldest thing in your house? We've been talking about school lunch boxes and school lunches and so forth, so I thought we better change it to something a little bit different today. What is the oldest thing in your house? We've all got some collector's items that probably hand me down from our parents, maybe from their grandparents, whether it be a clock or a piece of jewelry or something. But what is the oldest thing in your house? I think that we'll use this morning. We got a whole bunch of text check-ins this morning already. We got Roy from Blaisdell. Good morning to Randall. Good morning to Jay from Orlando. We got Ray from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Zachary from Kissimmee. We got Wayne from Belmore, New York. We got Greg from Ontario. Norm from South Wales, one of our open mic net controllers. Glenn from Glen. How well that rings. Glenn from Glen Burnie. There we go. Bill from Woodstock, Georgia. Charles from Syracuse. Michael from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Chuck from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Our friend Clark from Phoenix, Arizona. I guess that's right. Craig from Pennsylvania. We got Joel from Yupbank, New York. And Gil from Orlando. Those are our text check-ins so far this morning, all 18 of them. Let's see if we have any mobiles. Anybody going to work, play, or school? Call twice and slowly.
Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November. That is Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November mobile.
KB5 NJU Kilo Bravo 5 November Juliet uniform mobile.
Kilo Quebec 4 uniform Juliet. Kilo Quebec 4 uniform Juliet mobile.
Kilo Juliet 5 Golf uniform Yankee. Kilo Juliet 5 Golf uniform Yankee. Guy in New Orleans home.
Kilo Foxtrot 6 Hotel Delta Juliet. Kilo Foxtrot 6 Hotel Delta Juliet mobile. BHL mobile. WB8 BHL mobile.
All right. Nice call up. We'll end this with my friend Ed, whose call sign you can never forget. WB, big hairy legs. I don't know where you got that from, Ed, but it stuck with me for all these years. Big hairy legs. Good morning to you, Ed. We get Bob from Australia is with us. Brent from Pensacola, Florida. Good morning to you. Guy from Louisiana. KJ's with us from Charlotte. Elmer from Allentown, Michigan. Start this round out. KZ4JN. KZ4JN and KZ4JN. And once again, our question this morning, what is the oldest thing in your house? Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, and the rest of the crew. Happy Friday. I'm sitting here in the parking lot, just pulled in at work, and it is 27 degrees here in Gainesville. That is pretty cold for us. The oldest thing that I have in my house actually happens to be china from my grandmother. So that will be my china. I hope everyone has a great day and a very good weekend. This is Kilo for Juliet November, sending it back to you.
Tuesday, Anders. I would expect China maybe to be up in the top 10 here today. Ellen Park, Michigan. Good morning, KB5NJU.
KB5NJU, good morning all. Happy Friday. I think the oldest thing in the house besides me might be my father-in-law's desk that we have in our house. My wife had it in her house when we got married, and it's just kind of followed us around. And I think it may have belonged to another relative at some point, so it may be considerably older than I think it is. Well, have a great weekend, everybody, and a great rest of your day. 7-3, this is KB5NJU Mobile.
The desk it is, I think we're going to kind of sum those up in furniture. Vicky's got it in furniture because we might be a little bit too much, so we'll just sum it up as furniture. Charlotte, North Carolina. Good morning, KJ.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the Brew crew. Cold 17 degrees in Charlotte. Rare temperature here. But the oldest thing I think would be some Tupperware cups, little sippy cups. They're about 36 years old. Used to come in the Tupperware set. 73 Sinet, KQ4UXJ, back to net control.
All right, KJ, 17. Well, let's see who's the coldest. We could have used that as a question this morning too, but if anybody can beat 17, we'll put that down as the lowest. Good morning, Guy, KJ5GUY.
Good morning, everyone. 7-3 is from KJ5 Golf Uniform Yankee. Today's question. I know she has compression glass, but the one that comes to mind, she has a complete set of a punch bowl set. Cups, punch bowl, stand, everything that goes with it from the, I want to say it was from the mid-30s, maybe? Somewhere around there. Probably 35 or 36, but that's the oldest thing I can think of. Back to you, get control. Thank you for taking the call. Thank you for calling the net. KJ5 Golf, the Uniform Yankee. One more time, please. You live on top, really.
Alrighty, Vicky put that down as tableware. Good morning to Brent in Pensacola, Florida.
Well, good morning, Dick, Vicky, and glad you're the net controller again this morning, because I can answer your question from yesterday. The package did arrive. Didn't get a chance to open it yesterday. I was quite exhausted from work, but we'll open the box tonight and take a look, and I think try it out before the North American QSO party tomorrow. Not that I can, do anything if there's something wrong with my antenna before the contest, but sure it'll be. And now to the big question. And I've been racking my brain, and funny enough, I think the oldest thing in my house right now is me. That's pretty sad. And it's currently 31 here in Pensacola. Back to net control. Everybody have a great day. KF6HCJ Mobile.
Okay, Brent, well, hopefully too many people won't say themselves. Well, has some little knick-knack that's 100 years old or something. I'm glad the package got there. What Brent is talking about, he won the door prize from New Year's Eve. He got a Nano VNA shipped to him. Enjoy. Well, let's go to Australia, VK4BYF. Hi, Bob.
Yes, good evening and good morning to the Brew crew. Great to hear you out there again. The oldest thing in my house is the old crank handle telephones. I've got two of them, an ex-railway one and one from the home as well. But they're crank handles, no dial on. You crank the handle, big enough up and talk to the operator in the exchange and they'll put you through. Okay, 73's all. Have a good weekend, good day, and we'll catch up with you next week. Back to Brew Crew. VK4. Cheers all.
Go. That's a classic. Well, that'd be a morning brew question. Who remembers their operator's name when you had to? When you had to pick up a phone and tell the operator who you wanted to talk to. There we would be dating ourselves. Good morning, Ed. WB8BHL.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and everybody on the net. The oldest thing, I know you're going to be shocked, in my house is a Lionel train from the 30s. I'm not exactly sure the exact date. And the big hairy legs thing came from Ian. I even get on the repeaters over there in the UK, and they call me that. Don't mind it a bit. At least they remember my call. Back up to you, WB8BHL.
I thought you were going to say Train Z, being a real train enthusiast like you are. You have a nice day. And I thought it came from your childhood. I know you got consecutive call signs with some other gentleman. I remember he's been on here over the years, but not frequent. Let's go to Joe in Claremont. Good morning, Joe. What do you got? What's the oldest thing in your house?
Good morning, Dick. Good morning to the crew. Just put me down generically for furniture. We've got a couple of pieces that I know are old. There's a bedroom set, and there's also a desk. I don't remember which one's older. One came from my side of the family, one came from the princess. So, furniture, let's call it that. Hey, everybody, have a great weekend. Take care. 73 KM4 WZD. Back to net.
Furniture. Joe, have a nice weekend. Stephen in Easton, Pennsylvania, WB3ILA. And this is Dick, WB2JPQ.
Dick and Vicky and everyone else out there and on that. I'm going to say, I don't know how you categorize this, but I would say the well pump from when the house was built in 1994. So I think that's the oldest thing. And I hate to mention it because, knock on wood, as soon as I mention something, it goes bad on me. So anyway, back to the net, WB3ILA.
Thanks, Stephen. I was having so much fun here. I got out of the mobiles and I started on the latest text check-ins rather than going to up to Larry here. He's been waiting for quite some time. Good morning, Larry. KM7CGI. What's the oldest thing in your house?
Everybody on the morning brew. That's all right, Dick. I mean, it's nice to hear the answers that everybody's given. But besides me in the house, I have a book from my grandfather when he was in grammar school. So it's, I think, from the 20s. But everybody have a great day, a great weekend. KM7CGI.
Well, if you weren't watching the log, you'd never know the difference. But I get having fun there, and I just kept going. Good morning, Roy in Blaisdell, KA8BYU.
Dick, Vicky, everybody on the brew, KA8BYU. The oldest thing in my house is a Radio Shack Patrolman AM and VHF portable radio from about 1971, somewhere in there that I bought. So that's the oldest radio that I have in the house. And the oldest ham rig is a 1972 Wilson 1402 handheld. Those are about the oldest things I have. Back to you.
I think it was you that posted those on Facebook. Brando, good morning to you, K8F USM.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Vicky, and good morning to all on frequency. That would be furniture.
today's solution. With that, this is KAUFM, Accident Control, and everyone have an outstanding Friday. And remember, it's support your parks for POTA. Get out there and activate a park.
All right, support your parks weekend, Randall says. You mentioned that last night, too. I thought you were kidding. I didn't know there was actual such a weekend, but glad you shared that with us. Jay in Orlando, K1MCO. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and everybody on the Morning Brew. This is K1MCO. The oldest device that I have in my house, I think, my mother gave me an alarm clock / radio, when I moved here a long time ago, for me not being here to work, and I really treasure that, and I keep it on my room over there. It's one of those General Electric. We don't see those anymore. But besides that, everything else is good here. Just 34 degrees this morning, and looking forward for the weekend. Like the other gentleman said, it's going to be Support Your Park weekend for POTA. Hope to hear you guys on the air. This is K1MCO, the voice of Orlando, 73.
Thank you, Jay. And we got you done for that. This is Vicky, KBKY. This morning's question is, what is the oldest thing in your house? First up, Ray, and 3, DQD.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, everyone else on the net here this morning, N3DQD. In our home is a clock case. It's a case from a clock around 1880 that my grandfather had given me. The original clockworks is no longer in the clock, but it's been retrofitted with a battery clockwork. I treasure that item very much. This is N3DQD.
Thank you, Ray, and have a good weekend. Zachary, KI6KQO.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, Jeff, and the Brew crew. 31.3 degrees here in Central Florida, and it keeps falling. Probably the oldest thing in my house is an 1881 Morgan silver dollar given to me by my grandmother. So I'll send it back to you, Vicky, 73 to the group, KI6KQO.
Thank you, Zachary. And next up is KC2 NJV.
Good morning, Vicky. Hope all is well. The rest of the Brew crew. The oldest thing in my house is probably some photographs of my great-great-grandparents, which are about 2 inches high. Other than that, things start moving forward in time. Enjoy your weekend.
Can't just imagine how long they had to sit there to take those, though. Greg, VA3, GLJ.
Good morning, Vicky, and good morning to the Brew crew. Currently 32 degrees Fahrenheit here in Santa Rosa, Florida. Minus 11 degrees Fahrenheit back home in Cartier, so I guess I'll take the 32 degrees. Answer to your question would be a lamp that I got from my grandmother. She brought it over from Wales, the old country, probably about 100 years old. Everybody have a great long weekend, and 73, VA3 JLJ.
Amazing, and yet Amazon can't get stuff to my door without price. Norm, NY, 1US.
Yeah, morning, Vicky and Dick and everybody on the net today. And the oldest thing I have in my house is a console table. I'm not sure what, I think it's circa around 1900. So put me down for furniture. Everybody have a great weekend, and talk to you next week.
Thank you. You can always lose watching along on the log. Anybody actually can at ecr.radio/log N3LLY.
Good morning, Vicky and the rest of the crew. We woke up to a nice chilly 20 degrees here this morning, and I had to go to my wife on this one, and she said definitely knickknacks. Knickknacks that her grandmother left behind to her. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. From N3LLY, back to you, Vicky.
Thank you, Glenn, and have a good weekend. Bill, KI4EGQ.
Thank you, Vicky, and good morning to all the Brew crewers. The oldest thing I have is some of my parents' wedding invitations from 1937, and honeymoon pictures, some rings and things like that. So it's I guess that's the oldest thing in the house, other than the dirt that's around it. Everybody have a great weekend. KI4ETQ.
Thank you, and we'll put you down for documents. And just to kind of give a little memory jog, we've got collectibles, documents, electronics, furniture, jewelry, kitchenware, tableware, military, photographs, timepieces. And on to Charles, KD2, YU.
Good morning, and good morning, everybody else on the Brew. Down, it's probably going to be in the military category. I have a hand-me-down that's gone down the family. It's a Civil War era sword, officer's sword, and 1860s from the Civil War. That's it for me. 14 degrees, by the way, here in Syracuse. 73, I'll back to that E2YUY.
Thank you, and on to Michael, KF8EBB.
Dick, rest of the Brew crew. Definitely China. My wife's grandmother gave us China before she passed away, and it was brought here from Wales, so that's the oldest item. And in Farmington Hills, Michigan, it's a balmy 18 degrees, and we're expecting snow again. Back to you, KF8EBB.
You keep all your snow up there. Just don't blow too hard because K3 CVE.
Morning, Vicky, Dick, and everybody on the Brew there. Would be my wife's grandmother's cedar chest, early 1900s. And with that, have a great day and a great weekend. W3 CVE.
Thank you, Chuck. We'll not fill that under furniture. Clark, KK7DY. KK7DY. Right, on to Greg, KB3EYR.
Good morning, Vicky and Dick and everybody on the Brew crew this morning. This is KB3EYR, and you can put me down for furniture. I have a china cabinet that was my great-grandmother's. Hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend. Back to net control.
Well, Joel, KC2GRN.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, and everybody Brew. The answer to the question, I was thinking about some vases that I was given to my mother from my grandfather, and actually
30s, but actually, now that photo father was like 3 years old. Anyway, that house, besides myself. Everybody have a great day and a wonderful weekend. You guys do every day on the net. KC2GRN.
Just stopping by and we appreciate it. Have a good weekend. You were pretty broke up, but we managed to get it out of there. Still, K4 GDS.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, and everyone on the Brew. I'd have to say it's my grandfather's porcelain shaving cup. Don't use it at all, but it's around here. K4 GDS, back to that.
Thank you, Gil. And up on the... I think I was cutting out. Up on the text line, we've got NA2B, KE2EDS, and 6QD, KG8QP, K8 BAC, and TG. But first, we'll take some more check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, twice and slowly, please.
Alpha Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey Mobile. Alpha Alpha 5, Juliet Whiskey Mobile.
AA4.
Alpha Foxtrot Uniform, in and out.
W8 WHK, W8 WHK. AA4 XM.
Kilo November 4, Romeo Whiskey. Kilo November 4, Romeo Whiskey.
AJ5 MEL. Kilo Juliet 5 Mike Echo Lima, Jose in Austin, Texas. In and out.
KJ5 Z KMLZ Mobile.
Echo 3 Tango November. Echo 3 Tango November. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Tango Juliet. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Tango Juliet.
Romeo Hotel Echo. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
Kilo Charlie 1 November Echo. Kilo Charlie 1 November Echo.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Charlie Sierra Kilo. Kilo Foxtrot 8 Charlie Sierra Kilo.
Alright, we got quite a few. We'll hold it there. We've got KF8, CSK, and GF8. W2RBG, W2AJV, W9SAM, in and out, KC1NE, N4RHE, VA3KTJ, VE3TGN. We had KJ5MEL, KN4RW, W8WHK. And we had KJ5MLZ, who was mobile, AA4XM, and AA5DW mobile. But first we had an AFU who was in and out. We didn't get your full call sign. Can you come again, please?
Yeah, good morning, Vicky. It's Whiskey 2, Alpha Foxtrot Uniform. That's Whiskey 2, Alpha Foxtrot uniform.
Alright, we got you in there. Have a good weekend. Reminder, Monday is Martin Luther King Day, so no morning brew. Alright, this is Vicky K8VKY. First up is J5JW.
Well, good morning, Vicky and Nick. Thank y'all for running that this morning. And good morning, Brew Crew. This is Alpha 5 Whiskey Mobile. James Spray Oakland to Houston for work today. Yet another cold day today. We are in the 40s, and it's supposed to get colder this weekend. They're saying we might even no flurries down here on Sunday. Dick, I don't know what's going on, but I think your weather's getting drunk and is going to end up on my lawn this weekend, so please get it in line. To the question at hand, what's the oldest thing in my house? That's a tough one. I would have to go with probably the buffet in our dining room. It is something that belongs to my great-grandparents, has been passed down through the generations, and I'm the lucky one of this generation that ended up with it. Hopefully we'll keep it in the family for many generations to come. With that, I'll say 7 back to net. Everybody have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. We'll be monitoring.
Thank you, James, and have a good weekend. This is Vicky K8VKY. Question is, what's the oldest thing in your house? Next up, Ezra, KJ5NLZ.
KJ5MLZ. Good morning, Nick and the rest of the crew, everyone out there. I think there's going to be some coins. I have some old $half-dollar coins. Hope everyone have a great day. J5MLZ. Back to you, net control.
Thank you, Ezra. And Bill, W8WHK.
Well, good morning. It's 36 degrees here in Southwest Florida. 36 degrees Fahrenheit. A little chilly. I thought about this, thought about a couple of things. But then it came to me, my dad, when he was a boy, or a young man, was working the fields in Ohio in his parents' farm. And he found a small hand, and it's got a 4-inch barrel, a rotating barrel. I guess you use balls of lead in it, with first of gunpowder and balls of lead, but and then you put caps on it, a cap fire type of older weapon. That's why I'm thinking maybe it's from around maybe the Civil War. Anyway, that's the oldest thing we have. I keep it up, of course, and it's really interesting. I thought maybe I should donate it to one of these, maybe a Civil War or museums. We have a couple down here around Cape Coral and that. But anyway, that's what I have. And I'll turn it back over to you. Everybody have a great weekend. This is W8WHK, back to net control, and 7-3s.
Thank you, and have a good weekend. And let's go back to Micah, A4XM.
AA4XM here. The oldest thing that we probably have in our house is my wife inherited some old cookie jars from her grandmother. One of them is Coca-Cola, but I think there's some that are even older. That's it for me. AA4XM. Back to you, Vicky.
Now I've got to sit here for about the next 2.5 hours thinking what kind of cookies I want. Thanks. Rudy, KS4RW.
RW, I'll have to say I got some literature books that date that to the early 1900s, and with that, a pass batting net control. Have a wonderful day, KN4RW.
You as well. And from Windsor, D3TGN.
Morning, Vicky, and everybody in the group. What do you call it? I got an old Rogers testing phonograph that runs on tubes, and I definitely played the 33 RPM, 78, and 45, and I got the record when John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 3 days. Shocked the world, and then it doesn't mean that it belonged to my dad, and that's the oldest thing. And I got a VC of a television way back too. So there you go. Thank you for listening to me, and have a good weekend there. Back to that control, B3, TGN, in Windsor, Ontario there. And definitely, I felt the tubes. And this stuff, they all are 110%. And this comes back when I was a kid. That was my dad passed away. I inherited it, and I have it in my living room here at the apartment. Back to you there. B3TGN.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Tim. This is Dick, WB2GQ back. Sounds like you got quite a antique collection there. Let's move on to Jenzik, VA8TJ. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and everyone in the net. This is VA3KTJ. The oldest thing in my house is probably a photograph of my mother was taken when she was very young, probably more than 80 years old. Have a great weekend. Net control, this is VA3KTJ.
Thank you for sharing that. Let's move down to Fort Lauderdale. Good morning, Roger. N4RP.
WB2JPQ. Good morning, Godfather. Always good to hear you. November 4, Runa Teleco. We've had in 4 years. I just traded what they call a Key West dog tag, a 1649 silver coin, a real from the Spanish fleet shipwreck off of Peru, for a Fender Stratocaster. So now the oldest thing I have is a tri-gold, a rose, green, and gold Past Masters medallion dated 1911, the year the treaty was tied with signed. November 4, Roger Ham enthusiast, return to net.
It'll be a tough one to beat this morning as well. And I think 17 degrees so far is our coldest. I don't think anybody has said anything any colder than 17 degrees here this morning. Of course, once we get out west, Midwest, maybe that will all change. Good morning to Cincinnati, Ohio, KC1NE.
Cincinnati, we're currently 23 degrees. Well, I think the oldest thing in our apartment is probably my wife's grandmother's cedar chest. So I guess that's another checkbox in the furniture category. Back to net. This is KC1NE.
exactly where Vicky put you. Howard, good morning. KSPSK.
Control. Morning, Brew Crew. Oldest thing in the house is my grandfather's Transit from the L. Black Company out of Detroit. The company was founded in 1850, and I believe the Transit probably dates from mid to late 40s, 1940, I think. Second oldest thing I have in the house is my wife. Hope everybody's having a good day. From 19 degrees in Plymouth, Michigan. Back to you, Net Control.
19 degrees, 7 still looks like the number to beat here. Good morning to Charlie, Sun City Center, Florida, NA2B.
Good morning, Dick, Mickey, and everybody on that from Bernie and I here today. 35 this morning. Whew. My. Be a day for long socks. Response to the question, Dick, Bertie has some china that her grandmother gave her. That dates way back. And of course, we have a bunch of knick-knacks and homemade frames and homemade things that our parents and grandparents gave us. So, but we have to go with the appliance for the china for right now. Thanks for what you do. WV2JPQNA to be back.
And China it is. Mark and Elma, good morning again, Mark. KE2PS. What do you got for sale this morning?
Well, good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. I have a pocket watch that's 94 years old. My grandmother gave it to my grandfather on their wedding day. And on my wedding day, which was 55 years later to the date, she had it engraved and gave it to me. Have a great day, everyone, and a great weekend. KE2EDS.
Oh, that sounds nice, Mark. Sacramento, California, David, N6QDY.
Dick, Vicky, the crew, and everybody in the Zoom control room, N6QDY. It's 45 degrees here in El Dorado Hills, California, near Sacramento. Let's see, inherited some of these hood ornaments, their horse hood ornaments from my father-in-law's jeepneys. These jeepneys were used in the Philippines as another form of public transportation. They had a small business going there. Anyways, so that's what it is, hood ornaments. Hope to hear on tonight on the YouthNet, and everybody have a great day. Back to Net Control, and DY.
Right, hood ornaments. I don't mention here, I don't think Vicky did either. We will be doing a second cup today after Jeff's hour. So come join us for the cup at Friday. And we'll just have a casual hour and find out what's on your mind and find out what you'd like to talk about this morning. So come join Vicky and I. Good morning to Jeff, AG8QP.
Dick, Vicky, and everybody else on the brew. I'm going to go with tools. I got some old tools from my dad, and I'm sure that some of those are from his dad, so probably what it is. So with everybody have a great weekend. Back to that KTQP.
Ooh, I think that'll be a new category, right, Vicky? Tools? Some of those old tools are really cool. Man, oh man. Simple, but very effective. Good morning to Al, K8BT.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, everybody in the Zoom room, everybody on Morning Brew, K8BAC. We were just talking about that. The oldest thing in this house is a cabinet that my wife's ancestors made. One of the original settlers in Ludington, Michigan. So it was the
kind of early 1800s, early to mid 1800s. We can how old this thing is, and I have no idea how it survived with my 3 kids running all over this house. But it has. Back to you, Dick, KBC.
Sometimes we wonder how things survive. Thanks, Al. Have a nice weekend. Hope to get down here tomorrow morning and get on the net with you guys. Now it looks like it's open. Good morning to Scott and 7FGP.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky. It's a balmy 13 degrees here in Jamestown. Let's see, the oldest thing in the house, I think, is probably a clock that was my wife's father's, and probably his parents or older. Anyhow, that's it, a clock, N7FGP, back to net.
Well, timepieces, and 13 is our coldest that we have, at least told us anyway. Anthony, W2AJV. And sorry you open that log sheet, Anthony. I emailed back. I talked to Vicky about it. I guess there's nothing else really that we can do. Sorry about that. W2AJV, good morning.
This is Whiskey 2 Alpha Juliet Victor. Well, thank you to you and Vicky and anyone else who was involved with that. I did check netlogger.com, and there were about 4 or 5 check-ins that I checked into on the net, so that may work. The oldest thing in this house beside me, I would say, is a 1946 AM Philco radio. Covers the broadcast band. And I have another radio which may be a little bit newer, which when the dial is labeled police band, and the police is above the AM commercial band. So God knows how old it is. I don't even know the make of it. Back to net control. You're doing a great job as usual, Dick, and thank you to everybody. You 2-8 clear.
All right, Anthony. Vicky just said in the Zoom room that she's going to be redoing the log sheets, and she keep that in mind. Maybe there is something that we can do for you people down the line. Let's go to Randy in West Seneca, New York. W2RBC. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and everyone on the Morning Brew. The oldest thing in my house is some Nippon china that was passed down from my grandmother's family. I think it's from the late 1800s. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Randy. Let's go to Madison, Wisconsin. Good morning, Rod, and this is Dick, WB2JPQ. D8KOB. Rod, are you still with me this morning?
WGAKOB. Well, good morning, Ned. Good morning, everyone. I hope they're having a good Friday. Nice weekend coming up. Boy, cold this morning, 15 degrees. Anyway, my answer would be the house itself. We live it, and I've lived here 54 years. Only thing older than that is me and my wife, so I don't think I'm going to go there. Have a good Friday. WDAKLB, back to that.
Probably best to leave that one alone, Rod. Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning, Gary. N8ZFH.
Morning, Dick, Vicky, and the crew. And the oldest is probably an antique silver teapot that hangs from a stand and is alcohol heated. Probably the mid-1800s, but we have an extremely eclectic house, and probably the most interesting is in the living room. We have 1942 AMI through a plastic jukebox sitting right next to a wooden phone booth. Please check me in and out. NH7H, back to net.
Oh, send us some pictures of that, Gary. We'll put it up on Facebook. Jukebox and a phone booth all in one room. You might beat the door prize here this morning. Good morning, Mark, and 0CKV.
Morning, Dick, Vicky, the rest of the Brew crew, everybody else on the net. The oldest I have is an 1827 large cent in honor of my dad's birthday, who was born 100 years later. Everybody have a great Friday and a great weekend. And 0CKV back to net.
Commemorative coins. Thanks, Mark. Terry in Austin. Good early morning, Terry, N5RTC.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the other morning brewers. The oldest thing we have in the house is my great-grandfather's 1865 discharge from the Union Army, which is 1865, of course, was right after the end of the Civil War. Back to you, N5RTC.
Gary, boy, great question this morning. Good morning to Tim, VE3TCS.
Morning, Richard and Victoria from VE3TCS in Windsor. Mid-20s, 4 inches of white snow. Everything looks so pretty. My first thought was, I'm the oldest thing in the house. And then I remembered I have one of my dad's brothers' naval duffel bags from the Second World War. He served in the Royal Canadian Navy. And in the garage here, I have, it came from my wife's family, a set of block wood planes. It's got to be from the late 1800s. Back to net.
Well, another nice military collectible. Bob, KQ8U, who we don't think missed the morning brew. We think somehow something was off one click. Bob was allegedly missing one morning, but Bob doesn't think so. So Bob was our kind of the winner for the morning brew for last year. We're going to say he never missed a day. Good morning, Bob. KQ8U, Bob. That's very unusual for Bob. Bob is on every single net. Yeah, Bob was, what was it, 251 morning brews last year, and he had 250, something like that, but times he didn't miss any. But anyway, plus or minus one is close enough. One last call, Bob, KQ8U. There goes his record. Let's move on to Richard, Sumner, South Carolina. N4RSM. Good morning.
And everyone on the Brew group. We have some photographs of our great-great-grandparents, so that's probably the oldest thing in the house. Back to you.
Yes, it is. Good morning to Anna, Beaver, Pennsylvania, KD3AHAN.
Good morning,
Dick, and everyone else there today. Happy Friday. Well, the oldest thing in our house, I could tell you it was Ray, but I'd probably get in trouble. So the oldest thing we have is a clock. Everybody have a good weekend. KD3 AJS.
Anna and clock it is. Paul in Springville, New York, A2 PMS. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Dick, and good morning, Vicki. K2 PMS here in beautiful downtown Springville, New York. Oldest thing here is probably the natural gas that we cook with. Millions of years old. But in reality, the building that we just bought was built in 1896. And I still have my dad's teddy bear from when he was a baby, and that was about 1929. So those are probably about the three oldest things. Back to you, Dick, K2 PMS.
All right, thanks, Paul. I guess I better move along here. It's getting to the top of the hour. Got a list here. Bob in Leesburg, W3Q. Morning, Bob.
Good morning, Dick, and good morning, Vicki. The oldest thing we have is an Underwood brand typewriter, the old-fashioned black and white typewriter with a little long stroke keys on it that was owned by my father-in-law, who was a insurance agent in Connecticut. W3ICQ, back to you, Dick.
Sounds cool. Looks like WB20I in Rutland Center, New York is pulsing back here this morning. Jeff in Rochester Hills, good morning. KE8MN.
Good morning, Dick, Vicki, everyone on the Brew. This is KESMN. Boy, I really had to think about this one, Dick. And I think the oldest thing in my house is a non-working black powder gun that my mother said was used by one of my relatives in the Civil War. KE8, SMN, back to net.
Thank you for sharing that, Jeff. Next up, Bill. Good morning, Bill. N2BH.
Hey, good morning, Vicki, Jeff, everybody. Actually slept in this morning. Piece of furniture. I have an old washstand my parents had, and I'm not sure where they got it from. One of those you put the bowl and the pitcher on top, and it has all the drawers, and then the doors at the bottom. You put the stuff away when you're done. And 2BH.
Thanks, Bill. Let me go to Hobbs, New Mexico quickly here. Our friend Bill, KI5PMI.
Good morning, Dick, everybody on the Brew. The oldest thing in our house is a chest of my wife's. It's way old, pre-1900. So, rest of the day, just a little work. Hope everybody has a great day. KI5PMI. Back to Nip.
Furniture it is. I got two more here, and I'm going to turn it over to Jim in Easton, Pennsylvania. Good morning. KD3ATQ.
Good morning, Dick, Vicki, and the rest of the Brew crew. Oldest thing that I have is a Christmas ornament that belonged to my great-grandfather. Back to net control, KD3ATQ.
Forgot about Christmas ornaments. Yeah, we got some oldies but goodies too. I forgot all about those. Randall, Spring, Texas. I have RLR. Good morning. I haven't talked to you for a while.
Well,
Good morning there, Dick, Vicky, and everybody else on the crew, and Brother Scott if you're out there listening. Okay, RLR. Yeah, it has been a while, Dick. I'm glad to talk to you. Tried to get in early this morning, or at least early enough to speak with you. But as far as the day, I would have to say some furniture. I've got a couple chairs from my grandparents from the early 1900s. Hope everybody has a good day. 7-3 to all, and we'll see everybody again here later. Thanks for running the net, Dick. We do appreciate it. A5RLR, back to you, sir.
Righty, Randall. Well, that'll do it for me this morning, for this morning brew anyway. Vicky and I will be back at the next hour. Join us on the second cup, and we'll talk to you and see what's on your mind. Looks like 13 degrees, Jeff, is the temperature to beat. Anything colder than 13, nobody has said anything colder. So over to you. We'll see everybody later. This is WB2JPQ.
Oh, thank you, Dick. First hour. No, that doesn't beat me. No, we're at 34 degrees, so yeah, there's some cold temperatures out there. But out here in the Midwest in Omaha, we are just 34. And that is the high today, too. It's not going to vary. Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff, KE0GKF, with Vicky, of course, helping me on the log, KE8VK. Just a side note, something to think about. Have fun with the second hour folks here. The oldest thing I have in my house is billions of years old. Billions of years old. I'll let you know about that. I'll give a few clues now and then when we get down specifically to what it is. But think about that and maybe answer what you think I have in my QTH. That's billions of years old. We had KD4CHT coming by the text line, Alan, while we were taking those check-ins. And by the way, the text is 716-317-9050. Just put your call in your phone, and Vicky will get you logged. Let's take another round of check-ins right now. Twice as slowly, please.
Kilo, Echo 2, Charlie, Charlie, Kilo, Kilo, Echo 2, Charlie, Charlie, Kilo.
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel, November Hotel 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel, NHV, Nick in Sebring, Florida.
Kilo, Kilo, 4, Delta, Yankee, Kilo, Kilo, 4, Delta, India, Yankee.
Sierra.
Kilo 7, Victor Whiskey Papa. Kilo 7, Victor Whiskey Papa. In and out, please.
Kilo, Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo.
Kilo 90 Hotel Tango. Kilo 90 Hotel Tango.
Kilo, Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta. Kilo, Charlie 3, Foxtrot Golf Delta.
Delta Foxtrot. KG4 Zulu Delta Foxtrot.
2 CJM, Whiskey 2, Charlie Juliet Mike.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Uniform, Hotel Sierra. Kilo, Quebec 4, Uniform, Hotel Sierra.
Q4 Zulu Delta Foxtrot. KG4 Zulu Delta Foxtrot.
Okay, put a couple seconds in there, make sure I don't miss anybody. Somebody keyed with me on the hub monitor there. Wanted to make sure I didn't cover anybody up. So got a good list here. Well, from the bottom up, I think everybody wants to guess what I have that's billions of years old. KQ4 UHS Johnny, W2CJM Charlie, KQ4 CDF Bill, VA3 CRF Vern, your mobile. You're going to be one of the first up, so hang tight. KC3FGD Ray, K9SHT Bruce, KJ5DXB Frank, you're the first mobile on this list. You're gonna be first, so be ready. K7VWP Mike from South Ogden, Utah. You were an IO this morning. Mike, thanks for checking in. Have a great weekend. BA3YBS Bill, K4DIY Gene, K4NHV. Hey, Nick, good to hear you out there. W5WLH Wayne, KE2CCK Bat, KQ8U Bob, and KD4CHT Allen. Let's for mobiles first. Let's go to Frank in Sugar Land, Texas. KJ5DXB. Frank, what's the oldest thing in your house? Mine's billions of years old. Over to you, Frank.
Good morning, Jeff. The oldest thing I have is a Lionel tank set. And I would guess you maybe have a cockroach that's a million years old. Anyway, thanks for the check-in. KJ5DXP. Back to you, Jeff.
Vicky said, we're going to disconnect you for putting that image even in her head, is what she said in the Zoom room. Frank, good guess. You know, fossils are one. But if anybody's listening and was going to say that, I'll just eliminate that now. That's not it. Frank, thanks for checking in. Oh, let's see. Let's go to Vern in Waterdown, Ontario, Canada. BA3CRF, you're mobile this morning, Vern. Good morning. What's the oldest thing in your house?
Good morning, Jeff and Vicky and everybody on the net. Thanks for picking me up. Yeah, I love Frank's guess. That's hilarious. 10 degrees here. Boy, did we get a dumping of snow yesterday. Holy mackerel. Fortunately, the sidewalks are now clear, but they sure weren't yesterday. In terms of the question of the day, the oldest thing in the house would be a book in French that I have. It's from the 1700s. I have a lot of interesting books, some old and some more recent. But one thing I did want to mention, one of my treasures, I have 2 albums of postcards that my grandfather sent back to after World War I, so dating from 1915, 1916. Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it, and hope everyone has a great coming day. BA3CRF.
All right, Vern, have a great day, and safely out there. Let's go to Alan in Princeton, North Carolina, KD4CHT. Alan, mine's billions of years old, if you want to guess. What's the oldest thing in your home?
Good morning, Jeff and Vicky and all on the Brew crew. Let's see, the oldest thing in your house is, you might have some dirt trapped in the carpet. I don't know. Just a guess. And the other thing in my house is probably some family photographs. Back in that KD4CHT.
Morning, Jeff, Vicky, and everybody. I'm having all kinds of communication problems today. I think you have a meteorite is what you have. The oldest thing in my house is an Ivory Johnson break-open pistol from 1894. I bought it not long ago. Everybody have a great day. I was trying to get these problems straightened out by the 9 o'clock. KQAU back to that.
All righty, Bob. Good guess, but that is not it. But it was created from those things, and I'll read the information. You can certainly Google when I give you the result and fact check too. It's been known for a long, long time, of course. But good guess. But it was created from that. Matt in Frankfurt, New York, KE2CCK. Good morning. Can you beat mine? Billions of years old.
morning to you and everyone on the net. I think I might be able to come close. I've got some really nice shark teeth that I've had since I was a kid when I took my first trip to Myrtle Beach. I forgot exactly how old they are, but I know that they are, over millions of years old. So I'm not quite exactly sure what the date on them are. I'd have to look, but I guess maybe that would be my guess for what you might have as well. This is KE2 CCK, back to net control.
Alrighty, Matt. You have a good day. The first clue I want to give you on what I have that's billions of years old is you have it too. Let's go to Wayne in Wimberley, Texas. W5WLH. Good morning.
Good morning to the Brew crew, everybody. The oldest thing in our house is an ice box from the 1890s. Actually put a block of ice in it. That is the oldest thing in our house. And I have no clue what you have. Whiskey 5WLH, back to net. 73s.
Tango Bravo to Charlie Bravo Victor. Good morning, everybody.
Well, good morning to you too, sir. You're in the middle of the morning brew this morning. We'll get to you when we take the next round of check-ins. Let's go to, let's go to Nick. Nick, good morning. Good to hear you out there, my friend. I haven't heard you in a while. Well, I heard you on the net the other day when I wasn't net controlling. And an old friend of mine, Nick, from these parts, now he's down in Sebring, Florida. Nick, good morning. K4 NHV. Nick, what I have is billions of years old. Can you guess? But what's your oldest thing in your house, Nick?
Well, good morning, Jeff, and everybody here on the net. Nick here in Sebring, Florida. Hey, I got to tell you, Jeff, we're not much warmer here than you are there. We're at 39 degrees right now, 39 degrees and sunny. Going to warm up to about 60 today, I think. Anyway, I'm guessing the oldest thing you've got in your house is your pet rock. That'd be my best guess there, your pet rock. Now, I look around here in my place, and the oldest thing in my house is me. Nothing else is older than I am here in this house. Anyway, good hearing you, Jeff. Have a great day, everybody. K4HV.
Well, Nick, stay warm. I know that's definitely cool for you, but you're going to hit up to 60. We're not going to break 34. It's just going to hold there today. But, yeah, I hear you guys are having some cooler temperatures down there. Have a good one. And no, that's not the guess, but yes, that's a good one. Rocks are billions of years. You can walk out to the street and just grab a rock and have it laying in the street, and that thing is generally billions of years old. You can, look that up and see that they are, and research it. Let's go to Gene in Homosassa, Florida. KK4DIY. Good morning.
Good morning. This is KK4DIY, Gene in Homosassa. And I believe the oldest thing in our house is probably some jewelry that my wife has that was passed down from her grandmother to her mother to her, and some from my side of the family as well. So that's the story. KK4DIY.
All right, Gene. Have yourself a good morning, sir. Good hearing you this morning. Bill in Dunville, Ontario, Canada, VA3. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jeff, and everybody else on the Brew Crew this morning. I'm actually in sunny Florida this morning, and it's 42 degrees down here, quite chilly for this area. I'm going to take a guess that maybe you have a diamond that's very old. And as far as I'm concerned, in my house, I have a
a small collection of old antique cameras, and some of them go back to the 1880s. So one of my cameras would be the oldest thing in my house. Thanks for doing the net, and this is VA3YBS. Back to you.
All right, Bill, have a great morning. Let's go to Bruce in Port St. Lucie, Florida. By the way, the second clue of what I have that's billions of years old in my home, and the first, you have it too. The second one is it's delivered to you every day. Let's go to Bruce in Port St. Lucie, Florida, K9SHT.
Okay, good morning to everybody in net. This is K9SHT, Bruce, Port St. Lucie. Today was 38 degrees about an hour ago, and it's a nice situation. Oldest thing I have, running through my mind, I suddenly realized my parents, where they passed on, did genealogy on both sides of the family where we came from. So I have some scrapbooks that were traded of relatives, dating all the way back into the latter part of the 1800s. So back when photographs were a work of art, actually, more than anything else. And billions of years old of that we still use today. Yeah, well, we came up with the gas the house that way. So I really don't have a clue on that ideas on that second clue you gave, so I'll just turn it back to net control. This is K9SHT.
All righty, Bruce. Got you down. Yeah, I just had it as a little fun sideline this morning to think about. Let's see. Let's go to KC3 FGD Ray in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, everyone on the Brew. The oldest thing we have here are apothecary jars, probably early 1800s, handed down through the family. Hey, everyone, have a great day. Back to you at Net Control.
All righty. Thanks for stopping by. Let's go to KQ4 ZDF Bill, Monticello, Kentucky. Bill, good morning.
I think the oldest thing I have in my house is a clock that comes from my great-great-grandma. It's a 7-day wind-up. Doing the day, Jeff, and talk to you soon. KQ4 Zulu Delta Foxtrot.
Bill, good hearing you again. We'll talk soon. Let's go to Charles in Selden, New York, W2CJM.
Everybody on the crew, I probably have a table that is a tea table that 1890, some sort, in addition. Have a great day, everybody.
All right, Charles, have a good morning. And again, the clue that I had for what I have in my QTH, it's billions of years old. What did I say so far? It's in your home. It's delivered to you every day, and you use it every day is the next one. Use it every day. Johnny in Stanley, North Carolina, KQ4 UHS. Good morning.
Good morning to the Brew crew and everyone else on the net for UHS. I'd say the oldest thing that I have in my house is my girlfriend. Ow! The oldest thing I have in my house is pretty sure it's a M1 carbine rifle from 1944. And I'm going to guess the oldest thing in your house is Sunshine. Thank you for UHS. Thanks for that. 7-3.
Excellent guess, but in my research, it even predates the sun. Good guess. Let's go to by the text. We had William, Charles, Craig, Carlos, and Doug come in by the text line. Actually, while we were doing that list, let's add to that right now with to those 5 that we have there. Twice and slowly, please.
KE4 NTG Mobile. KE4 NTG Mobile Hollywood.
0 MUS.
5CZX. Kilo Charlie 5 Charlie Zulu X-ray.
Whiskey 1 Golf Hotel Bravo. W1 GHB. In and out.
W2 KJV. W2 KJV.
November Whiskey 3 United NW3U.
J5 MHV in and out. 5 MHV in and out.
Oscar Romeo Kilo KQ4 ORK in the mobile.
Alpha 0 Uniform Uniform AA0 UU Sebring Florida in and out.
Whiskey 8 Bravo Papa Delta W8 BPD.
Just monitoring.
Okay, we've got a really good list here. I'm going to go for speed and just call off call signs. W8 BPD, 4 PJM, KC2JPQ, and by the way, Brian, W8 BPD, I have you in as mobile, so you'll be one of the type. NW4QAAOU, Ken, you are an IO. Have a great day. KQ4ORK, Barry, you're mobile. You're going to be one of the first up. Hang tight. KJ5MHV, Ezekiel, have a great day. You're an IO. Thanks for checking in. NW3U, W2KJV, W1GHB, Steve, you are an IO. Have a good weekend. KC5CZX, AE0, MUS, 6AAN, KE4, NTG Walter, you're the first mobile on this list, so we're going to do you first. WALG, N1CBM, N2WXD, KRAEG, KQ4, GWO. And let's do our mobiles first. Walter in Hollywood, Florida, KE4NTG. Walter, good morning. What's the thing in your house? Mine's billions of years old, if you want to guess that, too. Good morning.
Good morning to you and all the fellow brewers out there. This lovely cool day of 8 degrees here in Hollywood, Florida. The oldest thing in my house, I have no clue. I can't answer that. I don't know. Caught me up. But I don't know. Nope. Everybody have a good day. Take care, and 7-3.
All right, Walt. Have a good morning. Let's go to our next mobile up, Apopka, Florida, KQ4ORK. Good morning, Barry. What's the oldest thing in your house?
Good morning, Jeff, and everybody on the crew. Happy Friday. I was going to go with the sunlight, but somebody grabbed that. Could it be the air? So, hope everybody has a great day, great weekend. Back to net control, 73 KQ4ORK in the mobile.
Well, did I get what your oldest thing is in your house? Did I miss that? I probably did. What's the oldest thing in your home?
Oldest thing in my home is probably me. I don't keep a lot of crap around. Thanks. KQ4 ORK clear.
All right, Barry, good guess. I'll give you that. You're on the right track with what I'm talking about. That's billions of years old. And again, I said it before, we all have it in our home. Let's go to Brian, our next mobile, Warren, Michigan, W8BPD. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. On the Brew Crew. Dust mites would be my guess, but in my house, besides me, my wife has a couple of teacups that are 3 or 4 generations old. Everybody have a great day. Back to Net Control, W8BPD.
All righty, Brian. Yes, but that's not it. You have a great weekend. By the way, everyone, my name is Jeff, KE0GKF, with on the log KE8VKY. There will not be a morning brew on Monday, MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day. So it's a national holiday, so we will not have the morning brew on Monday. Stick around also as well. Top of the next hour, Dick and Vicky will be up with the second cup because it's Friday. So stay connected. Say good morning to them as well. Let's go to William in Wake Forest, North Carolina, KQ4GLO. William, good morning. What's the oldest thing in your house?
Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, Jeff. Excuse me. Wow, good morning to the crew. The oldest thing in my house would be my grandmother. God bless her, she passed away. But that'd be the oldest thing in my house. Now, boy, you really got us going this morning with this one. I would have to say life itself. I was going to say dirt, but nah. I'm going to say just life itself, spirit and life itself. Good morning to you once again. This is Q4 Golf Whiskey Oscar. William around cold Wake Forest, North Carolina, man. 73s, y'all. Have a great weekend.
William, excellent guess, but that's not it. But I like your thinking. Let's go to Charles in Belmont, North Carolina, KR4AEG. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Val, the Brew Crew. Oldest thing would be my father's first thing that I have. I thought you had been present. There's nothing older than dirt. Stumped on that one. I'll be turned that back to it.
All righty, sir. We had a little trouble with your audio there. It sounds like you're digital, but you were choppy there. You have a great weekend, sir. Let's go to Craig in Riverview, Michigan, N2WXD. Craig, over to you.
N2WXD. Good morning, Jeff and Vicky and all on the crew. The oldest thing I have in my house is Indian mud marble. And the Indians make little marbles out of mud. And then some arrowheads that were found right there with that mud marbles. And my guess is water. Back to net, N2WXD.
Well, Craig, I got you down for your answer, and also as well, ding, 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 you are the winner. Water that we have on our planet is the same water we've used since the very beginning. The water on Earth is incredibly old, with much of it dating back around 4.5 billion years, predating the Sun and Earth's formation, originating from the primordial molecular cloud that formed over our solar system. This ancient water formed in our interstellar space and arrived on Earth via impacts from comets and asteroids, making the water we drink today some of the oldest material cosmos, cycling continuously for billions of years. Yes, we're drinking stuff that went through, the dinosaurs. Let's go to Carlos in Hollywood, Florida, N1CBM. Good morning, Carlos.
Morning, Jeff, Vicky, and everybody else. 49 degrees in Hollywood, beautiful day. Chilly for South Florida standards. And the oldest thing in my house is a 1908 dated painting from an Italian painter. I can't remember his name. I gotta get close to the thing and look behind it. Anyways, I was gonna say hydrogen. Hydrogen that makes up the water that just got revealed in the previous question. Hydrogen was there before even the Big Bang, and after the Big Bang, hydrogen came up, and the stars fused into other atoms, helium, lithium, and oxygen, and then the oxygen and the hydrogen combined to make water. Anyways, that's my take. Carlos, N1CBM, back to you, Jeff.
All right, Carlos. Have a great weekend. South Florida, WA8CLG.
This is WA8CLG. Very good morning, everyone. And I have a lawyer's bookcase that dates back to the early 1920s. That's about the oldest thing that I've got around here. And very good on the water, very interesting. Thank you for the rundown on that. And that's about all I have today. Good morning to my friend Tony. And Tony, check your email. WA8CLG. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, Doug. Thanks for stopping by this morning. Mike in Valley Springs, California, K6AAN. Good morning, Mike.
Well, good morning, Jeff. Everybody on the Brew Crew. The oldest item around here is a 1849 pocket pistol that I restored several years ago. And thanks for the factoid down the water there. That was very interesting. Appreciate that. Have a great weekend, all you guys out there. 7-3, this is K6AAN.
All right, Mike. Have a good one. Bruce in Kansas, KD0MUS. Good morning. Right, Bruce? Bruce, you still with us this morning? KE0MUS. Okay, got some key-ups, but no Bruce. Bruce, we'll put you in as an IO this morning. Have a great weekend. Daryl in Lubbock, Texas, KC5, CZX. Good morning, Daryl.
Well, good morning to everybody on the Brew. Let's see, the oldest object in my house is probably a little cast iron soldier I found in my backyard when I was like 5 years old. And it's probably from the early 1900s, the little cast iron soldier. So back to net, KC5CZX.
What a neat find. Have a good morning, Daryl. Tony, one of our facilitators in Homosassa, Florida, W2KJV.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Vicky, everyone on the Morning Brew. I'm going to have to go with, I got an old muzzle loader rifle. It's a cap and ball, but I don't know how old it is, and I imagine it's got to be around 100 years old or probably more. Hope everyone has a great day, and Doug, I'll check. Just woke up having my first cup, so catch y'all later. This is W2KJB73.
All right, Tony. Have a great morning. David in Gardner, North Carolina, NW3U.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicki, and everybody out there this morning. NW3U here in chilly North Carolina. Hope everybody's doing well today. The oldest thing I have in my house is an Elgin pocket watch, conductor's pocket watch. It was given to me by a friend. It was manufactured in 1897 and is still in good working order. I do train hosting every once in a while, and that's the pocket watch with me when I do train hosting. 7-3s, everybody have a good weekend and a good holiday on Monday. We will catch you Tuesday. End of.
All right, David. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, NW4Q.
Good morning, Jim. The oldest thing here would be the coins in Trish's collection. They are old. See you later.
All righty. Have yourself a good one, Jim. Frank in Lancaster, New York, KC2 JPQ.
Good morning, Jeff and Vicki and everybody on the brew. Just some old tools. My grandfather was a carpenter, and not much going on. 14 degrees, so can't beat that 13. And we got about maybe 4 or 5 inches overnight, so we're doing that. We're not doing too bad. So hang in there, Jeff, and I'll talk to you probably next week Friday then. KC2 JPQ.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next Friday. As far as myself, the Monday, there is the holiday every week. There will be a morning brew, so the Monday team won't be here. Have a good one, Frank. Harry in Leesburg, Florida, K4PJM.
Well, good morning. In the morning brew. I was going to pick a camera, that old camera I have from 1912, but I did a little more research of my property around here, and I do have a collector coin, an $1853 coin. So I'm going to go with that one. The coin is the oldest thing I got, I think. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. K4, PJM, back to net.
All right, Perry. Thanks for stopping by. And Daryl, we're going to call you the lucky 100th check-in in Concord, New Hampshire. W1DXN. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Vicki and Jeff and the rest of the morning crew. I'm going to go for, this is a rental house, so I'm not sure. So if I'm a thing, I guess it's me. If not, it could be the furnace. I'm not sure. It looks like it could be a little bit older, put in before some time. Other than that, I liked your water there, and so I'm thinking, too, that if all that water came from other parts of the universe, and our planet here is considered about 4.5 billion years ago, so that water vapor and all that stuff that created our water must be a heck of a lot older than that. Other than that, keep safe, always be aware of the unexpected, beware of your surroundings, and always be careful. WP1DXN.
All right, Daryl. Have yourself a good one. Leo, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, K4.
Good morning, Jeff and Vicky from the beautiful. As my friend Carlos said, it is cold in South Florida today. 46 degrees at this time. beautiful day, 100% sunshine. Good news is tomorrow you're back to normal. And in my house I have a whole painting. It used to belong to my grandfather. We keep it, we love it. Everybody, great day, great weekend. This is K4ITA.
All right, Leo. Enjoy that painting. Have a good one. Kevin, Bowling Green, Ohio. KF8DJQ.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Vicki. Everybody out this morning. The oldest thing in my house I can think of is a French bayonet that my grandfather gave me when I was in England back in the early 70s. Brought that back. It's dated 1878. And I'm getting ready to give that to my grandson. So we're passing that on down. And very nice, very nice. Yeah, I thought of fresh air. I thought of sunshine, but I forgot about water. All right, enjoy the weekend, everybody. KF8DJQ, back to net.
All righty, Bill. Boy, what a cool piece to hand down through the family there. That's so cool, the bayonet. Have a good day. Chuck in Lancaster, New York, W2EM.
Good morning, all. In Florida now, people are going crazy down here. They're all cutting their plants last night and everything. It's 34 right now, and should go up to the 60s today, but kind of cold snap down here, but it's all good. Anyway, the oldest thing I have at home, I have a German Bible that was brought over, years and years ago, and the earliest date found in it, like 1720-something. I mean, it's old. It's a huge book. It's got full page of pictures, and it's all in German. I mean, the book is heavier than heck. It's huge. So anyway, that's the oldest thing I think I have. Anyway, you got to remember, the water you passed through how many dinosaurs before it got to you. So back to net control, W2EM.
Yeah, I said that earlier, Chuck. We're drinking's passed through some Tyrannosaurus rexes. Isn't that interesting? Have a great morning. Let's go to Kevin in Syracuse, New York. K2IV. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff and Vicki and the gang. Oldest thing in my house is probably me at this point. We've been downsizing. If it's not me, then it's probably going to be something in my wife's family, but I can't off the top of my head think of what it is. Just my way to drop my car off to have some New York State inspection and some other stuff done with it. So everybody have a safe day and enjoy it from K2IV 73.
Alrighty, Kevin, I had the ID there, my station. Have a good morning and a great weekend, sir. We'll talk to you on Tuesday when the morning brew resumes. Jose in St. Cloud, Florida, K04 FBM. Good morning, Jose.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, and the rest of the morning brew. I got several items. I got a grandfather clock from Germany, 1890. I got bayonets in a World War I British 303 rifle, the Enfield. Back to you, sir. 73.
All right. Jose, have a great weekend. Last on this list, and we'll be ready for another round of check-ins, is Marson, Sterling Heights, Michigan. N8MJN. Good morning, Marson.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, everybody on the Morning Brew. Happy Friday. I'm going to have to say dust. I'm assuming that's older than anything I have in the house, and there's got to be dust behind the walls somewhere. So that said, everybody have a great weekend. enjoy the extra day for those who get it off, and I'll be off to Fort Lauderdale Sunday night. With that, 73s. Everybody have a great day, and 8MGM back in that control.
All right, Marson, have yourself a safe trip and have a great weekend. We had Greg come in by the text line, KJ5LJJ, while we were taking those check-ins. Let's go for another round of check-ins, twice and slowly, please.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Victor Mike, Charlie, Kilo, Fox, 0, Victor Mike, Charlie.
November 3, Mike Delta Charlie, November 3, Mike Delta Charlie.
Kilo Delta 3, Bravo, Foxtrot, Echo. Kilo Delta 3, Bravo, Foxtrot, Echo.
Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta. Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta. ED2IWN.
Kilo Foxtrot 5, India Tango Golf. Kilo Foxtrot 5, India Tango Golf, in and out.
Okay, we'll go with this list here. By the way, folks, the text line is 716-317-9050. Just put your call in your phone, and Vicky will get you on the log. At the top of the next hour, stick around because it's Friday, and the second cup is coming up here in about 14, 15 minutes or so. We have N1WEB, KF5ITG. Clinton from Shallow Water, Texas, you were an IO. Thanks for stopping by. KD2IWN, KA5PUD, KD3BFE, N3MT, KO4QMM, KF0VMC, and KJ5LJJ. Let's go to you first, Greg, in Purvis, Minnesota. I believe that's right, yes. Not Minnesota, Mississippi. KJ5LJJ. Good morning, Greg. Over to you.
Hey, good morning, crew. I would say it'd be the couch and those seats, they old, but they're in really good mint condition. And you can tell that they're good because they're good quality and they are heavy. Back to unit control, KJ5LJJ.
Yeah, Greg, they don't build stuff like they used to, huh? Good quality stuff that lasts. Greg, have a good one. Timothy in Lincoln, Nebraska, one of my friends here in Nebraska with me, KF0VMC. Timothy, good morning.
Vicky and the Brew crew. I think about the oldest thing I have in my house is a picture of my mom's, dad's wedding picture, and it's pretty old. Well, I think that's probably the oldest thing I have in my house. And you all take care. You have a great weekend. This is KF0VMC, and we be clear.
Alrighty, Timothy. Have a good weekend, sir. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you next time. Roger in Umatilla, Florida, KO4QMN.
Good morning, Jeff. He and the Brew crew. I guess it'd be an old coin. Just put me down for an old coin. Look forward to the sunshine today and what the day brings. Back to you, Jeff. KO4QMM clear.
Sounds nice, Roger. We're going to be flurries all day, but nothing accumulating. Have a good weekend. Michael, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, N3 DC.
morning, Jeff, for everybody on the Brew Crew. The oldest thing here in my house, I have both Xboxes, my Xbox 360 and my Xbox One. I play my video games on. I've had those for years. So that's the oldest thing here in my house. I play my video games all the time. So that'll be my Xbox 360 and my Xbox One. Back to you, Jeff, N3MDC.
All righty, Michael. Have a good weekend. Elliot in Brookville, Maryland, KD3 BFE.
KD3 BFE, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Net Control. Good morning, everybody on the Brew. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think the love seat we have in the basement here might be the oldest piece of anything for furniture. I think that's probably it. There's a lot of items here that I'm not sure. I live with my cousin. She owns the house. There's probably something older, but to my knowledge, I think that love seat is probably, yeah, it's pretty old. It's an antique. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the net. And everybody have a wonderful day. 73 KD3 BFE, back to net.
All right, Elliot. Have yourself a great morning. Paul in Montgomery, Texas, KA5PUD.
Good morning to the Brew Crew. The oldest thing I have is a portion of a prehistoric megalodon shark tooth that was given to me about 10 years ago by a friend of mine up in Alaska when I was up there. So back to the crew, KA5PUD.
All right, Paul. Sounds like somebody's trying to transmit digitally on analog. Have a good morning. Tim in Hamburg, New York, KD2IWN.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, and everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. Recovering from a foot of snow yesterday, but we're doing all right. The oldest thing in my house would probably be a Philco radio that me and my buddy got working again. Like they're repairing it. It's probably from the early 20s. But I also have a radio table that might be around the same age, if not a little older. It's a Pulley radio table. Got it from my mom's house. It definitely was an antique. And it's funny because she used to have it for plants and stuff, but it was made to hold a radio inside of it. The company that made the furniture got together with, I think, Atwater Tent, and they made it to hold a radio. So the Philco that sits on top of that is probably the oldest thing from like the early 20s or so. And it's functional. It's one of those Philco cathedral-style radios. Everybody have a great day. 23, this is KD2IWS.
Well, Tim, thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. Webb, Collierville, Tennessee, N1WEB.
Thank you, Jeff and Vicky. You can, out of the rocks and things like rocks and minerals, I'd say it's an old document. We've got a couple old, like marriage certificates or something that are quite old. Thank you for running the net. Everybody have a great weekend. N1WEB.
All righty, Webb. Have a good weekend. Rick in the Villages, Florida, N5GI.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew Crew. Happy Friday to everyone. It's a brisk 32 degrees here in the Villages, or at least the south end of the Villages near Leesburg. It's supposed to warm up a little bit. My weather station says it is, but AccuWeather says it isn't, so I'll take my weather station today. Anyway, as far as the oldest thing in our house, it would be me. And if you're not looking for people, which would be the oldest thing in our house, then it would have to be some really old LP records. Anyway, whatever floats your boat there. But, yeah, people are definitely the oldest in the QTH here. All right, Jeff. You guys stay warm out there in Omaha. Everybody have a great day. And 5GI clear.
All right, Rick. Thanks. Appreciate that. Have a good weekend. Wrapping up this list is Jack in Rochester, Michigan, KF8, Detroit Rock City. Good morning, Jack.
Yes. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I have an old chandelier, a very old chandelier. It's like a country style one. That's all I have for you, Jeff. Everyone have a good weekend. KFA, Detroit Rock City.
All righty, Jack. Always good hearing you. As always, we'll talk to you on Tuesday when the Morning Brew resumes. We have 4 minutes to the top of the hour. We have time for a few more check-ins. Come twice and slowly. We'll take 3 or 4 of them right now.
November 8, Hotel Lima, November. November 8, Hotel Lima, November. In and out.
Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie. Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie.
Kilo Romeo 4, Foxtrot, Hotel Quebec. Kilo Romeo 4, Foxtrot, Hotel Quebec.
Kilo Yankee 4, November Bravo, KY4NB.
Okay, we'll go with these right here. Had to cut it off there because it's almost time to start the second cup. Y4NB Scott, KR4 FHQ Bill, WD8 PIC Bob, and N8HLN Mike. You were an IO this morning, so thanks for stopping by. Let's go with these 3 and wrap up the net. Bob in Sylvania, Ohio, WD8 PIC Bob, what is the oldest thing in your house?
Well, if I had to, a bird that my dad carved back in the early 80s, I'm sure there might be some older things than that, but I don't remember. I've given away, a lot of stuff because my parents have passed away, and I'm living with a roommate. Back to net control, WD8 PIC.
All righty, Bob. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. And everyone, the net Morning Brew will resume on Tuesday. Monday there will be no net due to the holiday. Let's go to Bill in Leesburg, Florida, KR4FH. Good morning, Bill. Bill, you still with us? You checked in about a minute and a half ago. KR4FHQ.
This is KR4FHQ. The oldest thing in our house is a fossil that I found off Ocean Isle Beach, the coast of North Carolina. It was in the shallows of the ocean, stepped on it. And from the top, it looks like a perfect 2-inch diameter sand dollar. And from the top, it looks like a sand dollar. Well, it's only 2 inches in diameter and an inch thick. And there's a solid rock. Took it to a museum where I had seen one, and they said it's somewhere between 2 and 11 million years old. KR4FHQ, back to net control.
All right, Bill, we got you down for a fossil. And wrapping up the net, Scott in Memphis, KY4NB, put a bow on it for us, Scott. Good morning.
Well, good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. KY4NB here. It would be a knick-knack that my wife got from her great-great-grandmother from the siege of Vicksburg that her grandmother brought over from Scotland. Everybody have a good Friday. KY4NB, back to net.
All right, Scott. Thanks for wrapping up the net for us. And that wraps up net number 1134 of the Morning Brew. Everyone have a great weekend. Again, the holiday on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. There'll be no net. Check into the Youth Net tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Youth Net tonight and with the Youth Net team. On behalf of Vicky, I am Jeff, KE0GKF 73, everyone. Stay connected if you can. And the second cup is coming up. Dick will put about 20 seconds of delay in there for stations that want to connect and stay connected and disconnect. Have a good morning, everyone. 7-3.
Connecting.
Hey, good morning again, everybody. Jeff just said our 10 was the lowest. When I went upstairs a little while ago, 13 was the lowest temperature, but I missed one. He said he had 10. Somebody had 10 degrees this morning. Getting chilly. Hi again, everybody. This is Dick, WB to JPQ, along with Vicky, KABY, and we do our Friday thing from 9 to 10 every day. Or as long as there's customers, we should say, for the second cup. We'll take some mobiles, get in here and chat with us a little bit, blow off a little bit of steam, tell us what's on your mind. So do we have any mobiles out this morning on this cold morning?
Echo 8, Papa Mike Kilo, Kilo Echo 8, Papa Mike Kilo, mobile, in and out.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie
KO4GGZ.
Victor Alpha 3,
KO4GGZ mobile.
Foxtrot, still up walking, Dick.
Morning to David in Archer, Florida, KO4GGZ. Way too cold to be out this long, buddy. We'll get to you in just a second. We got Chuck in Allen Park, Michigan. He was in and out, KE8PMK. Go to you, Vern. You're still out walking, VE3CRF. What's on your mind this morning, Vernon? Hey, I don't know if you've heard, Vern. I should make this mention. The Western New York meet and greet is June 20th. June 20th is our date. I mentioned it earlier this week, but I don't know if you happen to be there. So June 20th for everybody that's thinking to Western New York for the Western New York meet and greet is June 20th. Good morning, Vern.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody on the second cup. Yeah, I had not heard. I knew you were trying to book the park. So June 20th, I will make a note of it. Looking forward to it. Hope to be able to get there this year. Last year we had some conflicting appointments and weren't able to be there, but I definitely am looking forward to it. Yeah, Dick, I'm almost back at the house. I usually go out for a little over an hour, and if I've got enough layers on, I'm fine. It's not really a problem. But yesterday, Dick, my word, we got a ton of snow. I don't know how much, a foot and a half, maybe more. And we had to go to an appointment yesterday. And that was white-knuckle driving, I can tell you. A lot of it hasn't been plowed yet. The highways had been plowed, but some of the back roads and one of the highways we took wasn't that clean either. So, yeah, we were fortunate to be able to get there. It took us a lot longer than it would normally. And, yeah, I just appreciate you guys doing the net. Nice to hear you in there. I'm assuming that Vicky's still there with you. I want to wish you both a great Friday and a nice weekend. V3CRF.
wondered if I had told you the date. You forget, you tell people, you remind, but you forget what days you do it. So, yep, June 20th. So, yeah, I'd love to have you come back, Vern. We always had a good time a couple of years ago when you were here. Yep, Vicky's still here. She did not have to go to the principal's office so far today anyway. I guess she's been good. Jeff didn't send her, so I guess she'll be coming up here with me in just a few more minutes. David in Archer, Florida, KO4GGZ. What's on your mind this morning? Your mobile, David. What's on your mind this morning?
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, anybody on the second crew or second cup this morning. Just out running around. Just had breakfast with the GARS, Gainesville Amateur Radio Society. Had breakfast every Friday morning and headed back to the house for wash and figured I'd jump in and say good morning and partake in listening to the net a little bit. Go ahead.
There you go. Somebody's got a clean car. Pretty rough in Western New York to keep a car clean the last few weeks, I'll tell you that. Thanks for being here, David. And Bob, KQ8U. I guess you had some technical issues earlier, but I heard you got in. Bob might still have some problems. KQ8U, Bob, are you with me? Says he's not on Echolink, so maybe he's got internet issues. We'll come back to him, or maybe he'll call in a little bit later. Walter, Hollywood, Florida. Good morning, Walter. What's on your mind this morning? KE4ETG.
Good morning to you, Dick, and everybody else out there. Vicky, have the countdown here, less than 4 weeks to Hamcation. Looking forward to getting there. Hopefully the weather will warm up before that time comes about. In any event, that's pretty much it. Just, like I said, it's a little chilly. Had breakfast today with Don, Seymour, and the rest of the group there, and had a very good time with them. And now I'm checking in to say hello to everybody here. So with that, I'll say 7-3 and KE4NTG. Back to you, Dick.
All right, Walter, thanks for being there. We're unfortunately, I'm not going this year. Vicky's not going this year. Some are. Mike, K2CMT, and Gil, and Dan, W2PUT. Others are trying to come up with a place to have a little meet and greet at a particular hour. I guess that's their plan, but I haven't heard any final plans yet. But we are not going to officially have a table at Orlando this year. All right, get the list started. I'll send it over to Vicky and let her say good morning to you guys and gals. So anybody anywhere like to get on the list here this morning? This is Dick, WB2JPQ, call signs twice.
Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor. Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor.
K6DGR, Kilo Echo 6, Charlie Golf Romeo.
K4GDF, K4GDF.
Delta 8, Papa India Charlie. Whiskey Delta 8, Papa India Charlie.
Alright, we had KQ8U, and I think your internet is trying to come back. We'll give you minutes. But there was also, where did it go? KR4GVV. You sounded like you might have a few syllables left before you hit the end of the repeater, so we'll go ahead and go straight to you. Victor, KR4GVV. We caught good boarding, and we appreciate it, but I think that's about all we're going to get. Thanks for stopping by. We'll try back. KQ8U. Alright, you dropped out, but it definitely sounds like internet or something. We'll try again in a little bit later. By the way, this is Vicky, K8VK, and next up, Chris, KB8PLB.
Good morning to everyone on the second cup here. I'm actually on a road trip, not driving. I'm the passenger. Wanted to try out Echolink. Pretty good. Still working on learning Raspberry Pi to build an all-star node so I have better connections in my house. Hope everyone's having a good week and a good weekend ahead. This is KB8PLV back to net. Thanks for having us.
And thanks for checking in. Echolink can be a really good tool. You just got to make sure that it just gets, yours did, but sometimes it times out the system. And Echolink seems to be the main culprit of that. Next up, Shale, W2 Shale.
Morning, Miss Vicky and the Godfather over there and the rest of the people in the Zoom room. Probably, well, it's 9:13 Eastern. Probably in an hour I'm going to have to go out and tarp the truck and put a heater under it. Went out yesterday and all my doors were frozen shut, so we got to grab a nice pick and start picking away at it slowly somehow. With that, I'll send it back to net control. W2SA all clear.
Thank you, Sean. We'll see you on the Usenet tonight. Michael, KE6CD.
Yeah, hello everyone in the net. This is Mike, KE6CGR. Just wanted to say good morning. Everyone be safe out there and have a blessed day. KE6GR.
Thank you very much, and you as well. Gil, K4GDS.
Good morning, Vicky and Dick. And right now I'm struggling with my clear node and I guess my M1KE, but I cannot get my clear node to connect to All-Star anything. I can connect to Parrot, but I can't connect to any other node. So I don't know, something going on there, or Starlink's played some games with CGNAT recently. But at some point today I also need to do some real work that I get paid for. K4GDS back to net.
It's not the first problem we've heard of that with the clear node, but I can also tell you that this morning, Starlink, as they put it, changed public IP address, and I have had a horrible time trying to connect to anything ever since, which is why I'm coming through on the bridge and not actually through All-Star. But even my other nodes that are dual registered are having a hard time. So my guess is it's an All-Star registration issue. All right, W8PIC.
Okay. WD8PIC. See, I'm making it good now. It was a little bit noisy before, but I'm making it good. Yeah, I got nothing planned. Got a friend coming over tomorrow. Hopefully he was a little sick, but he was recovering, so hopefully he's recovered enough. I got a tiny amount of shopping to do, and then he's going to help me out. I got a lot of books through the Library of Congress, and I've got a 100 gig drive that I want to put all the books on, so they're all in one spot. Right now they're on lots of different flash drives, so what I'm doing now is I'm going through the flash drives and reaming out all the repeats, so that when my friend gets them, there'll be the minimum amount of repeats for him to deal with. He'll just have to, because they're numbered the same on different flash drives and whatever, so he'll have to take care of that. But at least everything will be in one spot when he's all done. And then if something happens to a flash drive, I don't lose the books, the audio books. And church on Sunday, and hope everybody has a great weekend and a great Monday until we meet again on Tuesday. WD8PIC, Sylvania, Ohio, near Toledo, where it's 22 degrees at my location, and waiting for, they're saying, maybe an inch of snow. Back to net control.
Thank you, Bob, and it sounds like a good friend. We got two more on the text line. We've got K4I and then 7FGP.
Good morning, Vicki. I think you passed it to me. You kind of broke up there. But there's not a lot on my mind. Kind of like a normal day. Going to get out and shovel some snow. Well, actually, I'm going to blow it with my snow blower, so that'll be fun. Back to you.
And I'm still looking for somebody to convince my husband that using a flamethrower to shovel the snow in the driveway is yeah. Leo, K4 ITA.
Morning. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, Dick. And happy Friday to everybody. Okay, long weekend. It's nice to see today in South Florida people in winter coats. People is freezing. It's not true because it's already 52 degrees. It's going to be 70 later on today. But when we get this weather here, on the 40s, maybe a couple of times in a year, everybody's getting crazy, I love this weather. Anyhow, I'm working on HF on my car. Finally, I got a good antenna, hopefully, and I'm gonna install my good old ICOM 718 on my car. I'm gonna do some HF with a small whip, see what happens. And one more news is that some times ago I was complaining. I was commenting about the DMR gateway that was kind of overmodulated. And 3 days ago, I did a test. I changed a repeater. Instead of using a DMR repeater here in Fort Lauderdale, I changed to another one. And the situation got way, way better. So probably was not a DMR gateway fault, but the repeater was probably having some trouble. So now I'm using, when I need it, I'm using a differential DMR repeater, and it's very, very good. Back to net control, back to Vicky. Have a great weekend, everybody. K4ITA.
Thank you, Leo. For your install, you're more than welcome to send in some pictures. Either put them on Facebook, send them to Dick or I. And yeah, that's a really good point because people can be so critical of other people's audio, but they don't know everything. They'll tell them their audio is horrible. They'll be tearing everything apart, and it's the repeater and has nothing to do with them. Next up and last on this list before we take more check-ins, Perry, K4.
Oh, good morning, Vicky and Dick, and everybody on the second cup. Just got my second cup. Yeah, it's balmy 38 degrees here. I'm going to have to figure out, find a pair of jeans and a sweatshirt. I know I'm not getting much sympathy here, but, it's cold for me. working on some of our plans for Hamcation. We're going to do our first one, going there with the camper, do a little camping, and make a 2-day event out of it, and hopefully not spend too much money, as my wife put it. So, everybody have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you all on Tuesday, probably tonight on the Usenet. We love that. It's a lot of fun. So if you're listening, make sure you get on the Usenet tonight. They do a great job. It's K4, PJM, back to net.
Thank you for the commercial, Perry. I was just going to plug the Usenet. Thanks for being there from Leesburg, Florida. And I guess the temperature to beat is 10 degrees. I don't know if anybody's was colder than 10 degrees, but it seems like that is the coldest so far reported here on the two nets. Morning again to Mark in Elma, KE2 EDS. Mark, good morning. What's on your mind?
Vicky again. Not so much. Just going to do a little cleaning around the house today. Go over to the and look at a membership at the YMCA, going to visit my mom and dad, and then tomorrow's the big football game. I'm not a football fan, but I will watch playoff football with the Bills. So that's about it. And I'm wishing everybody have a great weekend. Hope to see everyone tonight at the Usenet, KE2 EDS.
Yes, we can't forget about our Buffalo Bills, can we, Mark? All right, let's take some new stations. This is Dick, WB2JPQ. Call signs twice and slowly. Good morning, everybody.
Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Bravo Sierra. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Bravo Sierra.
November 4. KR4 CQD. KR4 CQD.
KF0 MHN. KF0 MHN.
We got a few more that want to talk to us this morning, Vicki. I think everybody's still scrounging through their house looking for the oldest item that they have. That was a good question this morning. I had it on my list, but I honestly don't know where it came from. I keep a little cheat sheet just in case I wake up in the morning and don't know what the morning brew question is going to be. And I pulled that out this morning, and I said, "What?" I texted Vicki. I said, "What do you think?" She says, "Go for it." So it seemed to be a good question. Good morning to Bill, KF0MHN. Douglas, KR4CQD. Looks like you're new to the East Coast Reflector. Welcome, Douglas. We'll get to you in just a minute. Our friend Roger from Fort Lauderdale, Florida is with us. And Bill, Dunnville, Ontario. Good morning, Bill. What's on your mind this morning, and what's your temperature up there? VA3YBS.
Good morning, Dick and Vicki and everybody else. I'm actually on the Space Coast in Florida. We arrived in Florida yesterday, so it's currently 42 degrees here, which is kind of chilly for this area. And since we arrived, everybody I've talked to has accused me of bringing this cold weather down here. But, oh well, what are you going to do? Anyway, not too much else on my mind this morning. I'll give it back to Net Control. Thanks for doing the net, Dick. Back to you.
I think I did hear you say earlier, yesterday or something, that you were in Florida. So, oh, it'll warm up down there, that's for sure. But you enjoy yourself, Bill. Good morning to Roger. Let's see, did I talk to you? Yeah, I guess I did talk to you earlier. Right? All these calls and names and cities all run together after a while. And for RHE, good morning, Roger.
The B2JPQ Godfather, thanks for serving a second cup. November 4, Romeo Chaleco. On my mind, the only day throughout the year without trash pickup is MLK Day. NFL for the win. I like the Bills, the 49ers, the Patriots, and the Bears. Dick, I gave up on trying to locate my misplaced rear bicycle light and was delivered 2 overnight. So hopefully, inattentive drivers will notice the flashing red light. Go Bills. November 4, Roger Ham enthusiast, return to net.
Yeah, what time that game does come on tomorrow? I guess I'm a little bit behind the times. I know it's Saturday, but I don't know what time. Yep, go Bills, Roger. Thanks for being here. And Douglas, good morning to you, KR4CQD. Welcome to the East Coast Reflector.
Well, hello, Reflector friends. This is KR4CQD, Operator Douglas, as you stated. I have to say on my mind is I'm a huge, huge football fan. And my team, professional team, is the Denver Broncos. So to all those folks that are pulling for the Buffalo Bills, my apologies, but they are the number 1 seed, and as long as Josh Allen doesn't do his Superman thing, as he of course can do in the playoffs, Denver's going to obliterate them, but we will see. So, yes, on the weather, we are freezing down here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Low this morning was 45, and the high is going to be only mid-60s, which I know none of you are concerned about that. But for us, that's extremely cold. Our normal this time of year is easily 70, 75, even 80 degrees. So just all bundled up since I'm no longer in Colorado. That's, of course, the reason why I'm a Denver Broncos fan who lived in Colorado, Denver, for a number of years. So, go Broncos. For CQD, back to net.
Well, it looks like we have a little rivalry going here. Douglas, I live, I don't know, 8-10 miles from Hallmark Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bills. So I'm outside of Buffalo, so obviously we're a Buffalo Bills fan. I think Josh Allen will do his magic whenever we need him to do his magic. The saying around is all you got to do at a Buffalo Bills game this year is watch the last 10 or 15 minutes. That seems to be where it's happening. But will the better team win? Good morning to Bill, KF0MHM. Well, good morning, Jim. I just wanted to check in this morning. Going out to an hour have coffee with some guys that I've known for a few years. And we're just going to talk about whatever comes up in today's life. But my wife and I are flying out to Arizona on Monday. Going to go take a look at that house we put an offer on. And hopefully we like it. We can move on from there. So the plans are we fly out Monday, and we take a red eye on Friday night, Saturday morning to come back. And Minneapolis about 5:30 in the morning. Then we'll have the weekend. But really hoping that the house turns out to be a nice one. And by all means, the realtor, my wife's aunt, and everything say that we'll really like it. So we're betting on that, and hopefully by February 20th, we're back in Arizona and doing our winter stuff in Arizona. So you have a good day, everybody at the Brew, and 73 to you, Dick. Yeah, good luck on the house. I know you shared screen couple of days ago in Zoom. Certainly looks like a beautiful home. All right, we'll take some news. 29 past the hour. This is Dick, WB2JPQ, along with Vicky. Anybody anywhere like to get in and say good morning to us on the second cup and just say what's on your mind?
This is Kilo November 1 Hotel Whiskey Kilo. That's Kilo November 1 Hotel Whiskey Kilo. In and out. Whiskey Bravo 5 India Tango Tango. WB5 ITT Mobile. In and out. Good Friday morning to everybody.
everybody in and out this morning. Chris, you're not going to say hello. WB5ITT and KN, I think that was KN1HWK. Is that correct? KN1HWK.
Yes, KN1HWK. That's Daniel in Houston, mobile, and just pulling up to my destination, so I'm in and out. Have a good day. Same here, Dick. I'm just pulling up the bank, do some transactions and take care of stuff and get moved today. B5ITT, mobile in Orange, 73.
Hey, Chris, nice day, and KN1HWK. Vicky was having a little bit of audio, having a little bit of problem this morning with some audio feeds that we use here in the morning on the Morning Brew, and not sure what's going on. Vicky's on Starlink, and apparently Starlink did some update overnight, which is not helping our situation here this morning whatsoever. But did you get Roy? Good morning, Roy, again. KABYU. We got Mike in Valley Springs, California, K6AAN. Whitney Point, New York, KE2AWQ. And I already did Bill, so I guess we're going to go to you, KE2AWQ. Whitney Point, good morning.
Good morning. So to answer the question, the oldest thing that I have in my house would probably be, oh goodness, my old ICOM HT that I got at a ham fest. Can't remember exactly how old it is, but I do have an older style ICOM HT, probably from the early 60s, early 70s era, I believe. But that's the oldest thing in my house. I just wanted to come on, say good Friday morning to everybody, and getting ready for Winterfest next weekend.
All right, let me go back up to Daniel. I think he was in Houston, Texas, KN1HWK. We were having a little glitch here this morning. Daniel, I don't know if you said you were in and out or not, but good morning if you're still there. In and out. He was a first-time user here for the second cup. I didn't want to ignore him. Good morning to Mike, Valley Springs, California, K6AAN. Mike, good morning. What's on your mind?
Well, good Friday morning there, Dick and Vicky, all the guys on the second cup. Oh, not a whole lot going on around here, that's for sure. Dark, 42 degrees. Should be a beautiful day. Got a list of things to do outside. Perfect weather for that. We got all the sunshine here. Everything's green in Calaveras County here, Central California. So beautiful time to come up and visit. As far as old stuff around the house, there's an 1859 Sharps Derringer out there in the gun safe, Dick. It's pretty doggone old. Been handed around through the family. Came from my grandpa, so taking good care of that. Otherwise, you all have a great weekend there, and thanks for doing that this morning. Guys, we enjoy the second cup. This is K6AAN.
Fun that, Mike. More kick back and relaxed, and people talk about what's on their mind. He's got some serious internet issues going on. We're not sure whether it's all her problem or not. We're trying to work through them here. Well, good morning to Roy again, KABYU.
Vicky, everybody on the second cup, KA8BYU. Not much going on today, just trying to deal with this lovely weather. Looked at the temperatures, it's 18 degrees out there. It's like, I'm staying in the house. I'm not going out unless I absolutely have to. And at this point, I think I've got everything I need from the store, so don't really have to go anywhere. Thank God for that little problem solved. Back to you.
I'm going out for coffee at 1 o'clock today. I've been cooped here for a few days. Yesterday was a total disaster up here on the hill, and I had an appointment at around noon, 12:30 yesterday. They called and said, stay home. So I didn't argue that. We probably got about 14 inches of snow yesterday up here on the hill. But, it's all good. It was snowing very, very hard yesterday, but it's good today. Actually, I think the last time I was upstairs, I don't remember, but I know it wasn't snowing. Give us your call sign twice and slowly this morning. We'll get you logged in here.
And 0.
KF8 ESN mobile. KF8 ESN mobile.
KF8 FHB mobile. KF8 FHB mobile.
N8 MJN, November 8 Mike, Juliet November, mobile, in and out.
W2EM, W2EM.
There's a little list. Good morning to Marson in Sterling Heights, Michigan, who I guess is in and out here. N8MJN. Have a nice day, nice weekend, Marson. Good morning to Chuck. W2EM. Yeah, looks like KF8FHB. John from Ohio. Looks like you're new to the system. Got Bob in Leesburg, W3ICQ. Got Patrick in Oak Harbor, Ontario, Mobile. We'll get to you in just a second. KF8ESN. And the N0, I think that's you, Tom, but I can't pull the rest of your call out. The N0 station, please.
0 Papa India Hotel, N0PIH, Jim from Nebraska.
Oh, PIH, we got you, Jim. You're probably Mobile as well. Let me go to Patrick, make sure I know he's Mobile. KFESN. Good morning, Patrick in Oak Harbor, Ohio. What's on your mind this morning, Patrick? Welcome.
Dick and Vicky and everybody else. Just 2 days after the wife surgery here. She's doing well. Oldest thing in my house, I'm not even sure. Probably the house itself that was built in the late 1800s. Back to that.
Right, I guess that was a good question. It's carrying right over onto the second cup. Nothing wrong with that. Patrick, glad everything's going well for you. It's good to hear. Good morning, Jim. I haven't talked to you for a long time. N0PIH. Good morning.
Dick, well, this is the day in a row here, so good to hear you, and thanks for doing the good job. The weather in north central Nebraska is typical January. It's about 28 degrees. The wind is blowing 20-some, 30-some out of the northwest. So, thank you. N0PIH.
A nice day, Jim. Yeah, it is. I don't talk to you for months and months and months, and we get 2 days in a row. What's that telling you, I guess? Good morning to Bob in Leesburg, Florida, and W3ICQ.
Good morning, Dick. How are you doing today? And Vicky, how are you? Just having a nice warm cup of coffee and pretending that I'm in New England because the temperature here hit freezing last night. Kind of unusual for Florida. And most people will say, that's not cold, 32 degrees, most people in the country. But I think there's some truth to the fact that, when you move from New England down to here like I did over 20 years ago, your blood does thin out a bit. And I had to put on my winter coat to go out this morning. That's about it. And hope you have a good day ahead. And everyone has a good day ahead. This is Bob, back to the net, W3ICQ. We're clear.
Thank you, Bob. Looks like John. FHB is up next, and he's Mobile. First, you're new to the East Coast Reflector, new to this net, of course. Good morning, John. Welcome. What's on your mind this morning?
Good morning. Brand new to amateur radio. Just got my license in November. Just got my radio last night with the repeaters, and this is my first venture out trying to pick up anything, and found you guys. Nice 23 degrees up here, 15-mile-an-hour winds. On my way to Toledo to run some errands for the day. You guys have a good weekend. Thanks.
Great. I can't say that I remember the repeater that you're coming on connected to us. How did you find us, John? That's always my question. Is that a local repeater to you?
I plugged in all the repeaters on my route last week and just happened to power up this morning and happened to be right on you guys, and just happenstance.
Okay, well, nice to have you, John. Vicky's enlightening me. She knows all about it. It has something to do with the Black Swamp Repeater Group, so great. Welcome aboard. The second cup is every Friday after the morning brew from 9 to 10 East Coast time. Everything we do here is East Coast time. Of course, we have the morning brew from 7 to 9 weekdays, except for holidays, which reminds me, Monday is a holiday, so there will be no morning brew on Monday. Let's go down to sunny Florida. Let Chuck tell us how cold it is down there this morning. W2EM. Good morning, Chuck.
And everybody, you forgot to tell that fella to get on the internet and check out eastcoastreflector.com on there. You got all kinds of information there and different nets and everything. If you just starting out, that's a good way. Anyway, down here it started out the other couple minutes ago. I looked and it was like 34 degrees. It's supposed to go up in the 60s. Actually, it's a nice day. It's sunny out and nice, and no snow and no ice. And I don't have to take an ice pick to my car like Sale has to. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm getting ready for field day for next weekend. I'm looking forward to that. And I had a project. I had to solder some wires together. So I got my soldering iron out, and it came with a roll of solder, and I couldn't solder anything. It was not sticking. It was not wet. It was just balling up and everything. So I put it away and got on Amazon. I got some liquid flux with like that little needle tip there. And boy, I got that, put it on it, and perfect. Just unbelievable what a little bit of good flux will do. I always use paste flux and never used the liquid stuff before. This stuff is my new go-to. Anyway, I'll send it back to net control, and everybody have a great weekend. See you next week. W2EM.
Thank you, Chuck. Enjoy your weekend as well. Marston in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Good morning. I guess I should have. Oh, you were in and out, weren't you? You were in and out. My apologies. Good morning to you, Marston. Let me ask you a question. Some reports here that people are having trouble connecting to All-Star. Is anybody on that has had a problem connecting that did connect? Anybody just a little help us out kind of thing? Is anybody having trouble connecting to us this morning? If you're having a problem connecting, you're not connecting, but maybe somebody might have had a problem and connected. So let's take a few more check-ins here. We got 15 minutes left. This is Dick WB2JPQ. Anybody anywhere like to get in and share what's on your mind and just talk to us this morning?
November 0, Papa Kilo Tango J out of Spring, Texas. N0 PKT, in and out.
Whiskey 5 Delta Bravo Sierra. Whiskey 5 Delta Bravo Sierra, David in Houston. Whiskey 5 Whiskey Lima Hotel. Whiskey 5 Whiskey Lima Hotel, Lee and Wimberley, in and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 4, Zulu Lima Golf. I'm in North Carolina. You can check me in and out. 73. Have a nice day.
Well, good morning to Dennis. You don't have to run off on us. KF4ZLG. We have a nice weekend. Oh, Wayne, Wimberley, Texas. I believe he said Lee, L-E-E. Maybe Lee. Should we? You go by your middle name or something? W5LH. Should we? Did you say Lee? Should we change your name in our log to Lee?
Yes, sir, please. I go Lee. That is my middle name, and I do appreciate it. Thank you much. 73 WLH.
Let's change. Vicky, change that Lee. By tomorrow, it should be Lee. David in Houston's with us. W5DBS. And I guess Bob's going to give it another try. KQ8U, who's having all kinds of... Let me go to Spring, Texas. Let's see what... Jay is in and out, I guess. Unfortunately, Jay, N0PKT, was in and out this morning. You have a nice day, nice weekend, Jay. Let's see what Bob can do here. He's been, poor guy's got all kinds of problems here. KQ8U, morning again, Bob.
Morning, Dick. I don't know if I'm foot or horseback out here today. First thing, the Echo Link wouldn't work, and then I went to DV switch. I don't know if anyone was here. Hopefully, I got checked into the morning brew, and then I even tried the Ham Shack phone, and that wouldn't go through. I said I got to reevaluate this whole communication system today. We were talking about that check-in at 2:51. I didn't think I missed it. I didn't think I missed one because I thought maybe it was the Friday morning of the Autorama. But I did check in before I left the house. I couldn't get it. Can't you hear me?
Anyway,
trying to figure out
Romeo.
why
Might be,
check.
he's
I thought
coming
maybe
through
with the
over here
Autorama
real
last
good.
year, but I got into the first one, but I couldn't get into the second cup because I was inside the building. The phone must have been working. So I was racking my head. I said, I'm always here. I just don't go to many places. And that's all I had. I just got to check everything out here, reevaluate all this mess. Back to net, KQ8U.
KG4HR, Sarasota, Florida, checking in.
Well, if Vicky can log another one, I guess we got another one. As long as she can hear the log, we'll get a few more in here, but I think we better see what's going on here this morning. Good morning to David in Houston. Looks like you're new to the second cup, W5DBS. Good morning, David. What's on your mind this morning?
Big Texas, the second cup. Yeah, I'm here this morning because I slept late and I missed the morning brew. I typically get in there and hear you guys. I'm sitting here in Houston, Texas with 50 degrees, which is not too bad. I'll get out and do a little walk this morning. Didn't have any trouble listening to you guys or connecting, so just enjoy the conversation. In and glad to be here this morning for you guys, and hope to join you again in the future. Hope not late in the future. That's what happens when you start getting old, and that's where I'm at. So thank you for taking me today, and I will check back with you guys in the future. This is W5DBS David in Houston, Texas.
Well, David, I'm going to do you a favor. I'll give you a second shot at today. You missed the morning brew, but I'm going to let you answer the morning brew question. What is the oldest thing in your house? What is the oldest thing in your house?
The oldest thing in the house would be a silver water pitcher that was a present from my great-great-grandmother who lived in Georgia. So it would probably be around 1830. So that's the oldest thing. Other than that, it'd be me at 83. Back to you.
All right. Now, you got a fresh start to the day. Let's see you later. Let's go to Thomas in Sarasota, Florida. You're new to the system. Welcome, Thomas. Can't remember a Sarasota station being in here for a long time. KG4HRZ. What's on your mind this morning, Thomas? G4HR. Thomas, are you still with us? Maybe that was a drive-by. New to the system anyway. Who else do I have this morning? I'd like to get in for the last couple of minutes as long as we still have it here. Anybody anywhere?
JC2 and JD. Good morning again, Dick.
N3LLY. Kilo Romeo 4 India, Gainesville, Florida.
KF8 FNC, in and out.
KR4IFL, KR4IFL. N6QDY, N6QDY.
All right, let me hold up there for a minute. That's probably going to take us right up to the top of the hour, I would think. Good morning to David, N6QDY. KR4IFL. You're not coming up, but I bet you that's a brand new call. KR4IFL. Saw that on Echolink, so that's a good valid call sign. KF8FNC was in and out this morning. Good morning to you, Isaac. KF8FNC. Daryl from New Hampshire, WB1DXN. And KR4MI. I think that's not coming up either, but I'll bet you that's a new call. Good morning to Glen Burnie, Maryland, Mr. Glenn. And Wayne, again, this morning to start us out, KC2NJV. Wayne, what's on your mind this morning?
Not a hell of a lot. It just dropped a lot in temperature-wise. As you probably heard, I was in Washington for 3 days, and it was rather warm. And today's now 25 degrees, and it was 21 when I went out to walk the dog. So that's always exciting. Hope you enjoy your weekend. KC2NJB.
Okay, well, going to enjoy the Buffalo Bills win tomorrow afternoon. And we'll move on from there. Wayne, you have a nice weekend yourself. The voice of Glen Burnie, Maryland, N3LLY. Good morning, Glenn.
Well, good morning, Dick, Vicky. Just thought I'd check in for the second cup. I'm out and about in the house today, so I was able to check in. We finally got an abatement crew to come out here and clean up from the busted water pipe that we had in the crawl space. So, nothing much else going on here. Just want to wish everybody well and have a great weekend. Back to you, Dick, from N3LLY.
Busted water pipe. That doesn't sound like fun at all, Glenn. Let's move on to KR4MI. Good morning. We have no information whatsoever on you. You're not coming up on QRZ, so we have to assume you are new or just changed your call sign. Good morning.
Good morning. This is KR4 Golf Mike India. And yes, I've been on here once or twice before. I don't understand why it's not coming up. I'm over here in Gainesville, Florida. I just wanted to say good morning, and I missed the morning brew. And I'd just like to say have a happy, safe weekend. That's all I'd like to say.
Hey, John, our mistake here. KR4GMI. You get the right suffix and everything works fine. So looks like you are new to the second cup here, so welcome. We do the second cup every Friday following the morning brew. Let me move on to Daryl, WB1DXN. Good morning again, Daryl. Looks like Daryl does not have any audio. I just took him off. He's on Echo Link. Let's go to KR4IFL. KR4IFL, good morning to you. Looks like that might be a new call sign as well.
Well, good morning. You'd be correct. Brand new call sign, new to amateur radio. First time actually connecting here on the net. I've been trying to connect to a local repeater here in Jacksonville, Florida, and just haven't been successful yet. Figure I'd try out EcoLink. My kids have really been enjoying listening in on the morning. They've been answering the question of the day just among the family here. And just figure I'd try to test out EcoLink to connect. I've been checking out the East Coast Reflector website and all you guys do. I appreciate this. About 31 degrees, I'd say, here in Jacksonville, Florida. When I woke up, I think we're warming up now to about 37 or so. Back to the net.
All right, nothing wrong with the way you're connected. Our conference server is ECR 9050. 9050, I think you were coming on one of the links, but that's fine. Whatever works for you. Welcome. Don't forget, no morning brew on Monday. Everybody will be back on Tuesday. Got two more here. know we'll wind it up for the morning. Let's go to David, N6QDY.
Hey, good morning, Dick, Vicky, everybody in the Zoom control room and on the net, N6QDY. I just thought I'd get in here, taking care of some stuff. I got a PM, the UHF repeater today, and take care of stuff there. And then, of course, the ongoing garage clean, keep Mama happy. That's ongoing. Got a lot of junk in the garage. And Ben is my template or my example. So, boy, I'd love to have a garage like him. But anyways, shooting for the stars. So Ben is the stars. And currently descaling my Keurig while I'm taking care of some other stuff. So that's about it. N6QDY, back to net.
Good luck with the descaling. Our experience here is they usually don't work after that. Let's know today is Don from Wayland, New York. I haven't heard you for a while, Don. KE2CXQ. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dick and Vic and the rest of the crew. I haven't been on in a while. I can't listen to my radio anymore because I don't have a good tower to hit, so I get on with this thing every now and then. Just puttering around today. It's too people outside to do anything as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'll try to shovel a little bit later, but at my age, people die from what they call heart attacks. I have to take it easy. Well, aside from that, I haven't been on in a while, but I still try to listen in on the phone every now and then. But other than that, I hope everyone has a good weekend, and hey, go Bills and all that stuff, and back to net.
You have a good weekend. Well, that'll do it for all of us in here. The Zoom room is full of people saying good morning. Been on here for 3 hours. Have a good weekend, everybody. Don't forget the Youth Net tonight at 8 o'clock East Coast time. No morning brew on Monday. This is Dick WB2JPQ. Thank you, Vicky, KEVKY, for logging and being here for us. And we'll see everybody over the weekend or on Tuesday.
Hey, Dick, tell the people in the Zoom room I said hi. KD0P, downtown Wisconsin.
We don't get into any third-party stuff, Paul.
Yeah, good morning, Jim. It's WM0L. Out running around?
I wouldn't call it running around. I just out here going to open gates to the feed wagon and that sort of stuff. So anyway, yeah, you did make it into the net there. I heard you, but you could double with somebody that's a little stronger. So anyway, just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, QSL, that's okay if I get in. I haven't been in for several months. I just, it's no big deal if I make it in. So, a lot of stations closer on the internet. Hi. Their signal gets there faster. Electrons aren't quite as fast. They've got to travel a little further than from here. So, what's going on, I guess, but, I think I'm going to stay in the house today.
Yeah, I was out opening beach yesterday and checked in, and then I thought, well, shoot, I'll just check in again. So, anyway, did that. Yeah, we don't, we just always worry. And pretty stiff wind, looked like it's out of the northwest, whatever. And so I'm going to do the same, kind of anxiously waiting for a phone call from my eye doctor. I hope my glasses are in today, so I kind of like to get them. Be a good day for a road trip, I think. So, anyway. Nothing else here, Tom. Just thought I'd let you know. So have a good day. And 0PH.